knows how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with. That's me.
Well,
I am not an African American.
You're an Oreo cookie, white in the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro, I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I will slap you.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Christianity is under attack, by the way. There are people out there who do not want Christ mentioned anywhere. Anywhere. It's amazing. And look, it appears that they are winning the battle. Mikey Weinstein is with me, founder and president of the Military Religious Freedom Foundation. He is also an attorney, author, and civil rights activist. He recently met with military officials at the Pentagon for a private discussion and regarding the ban on proselytizing in the military. Amazing. You can't teach others in the military or mention to others about Jesus Christ. Mikey, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here. Mikey, you are an atheist, I'm told. Is that true?
That is utterly and completely false, sir.
You're not an atheist.
That's correct.
And why is it being said that you are an atheist?
Well, I'll let those people explain them when we sue them in federal court. How about that?
Oh, you can sue them for calling you an atheist?
That's that's defamation. That's an untrue statement, and there are many other untrue statements that are being said out there. So one of the places that we allow remediation of untruths, even for a public figure like me, is in federal and state court. So we are aggressively reviewing with our numerous law firms what we're going to be able to do to try to go back and attack those who are attacking us with falsehoods.
Are you a Christian?
I am not.
Do you believe in God?
I am I would call myself a Jewish agnostic. I pray 3 times a day in Hebrew. I sure hope someone's listening, but I'm not totally sure. Does that make a difference? Do you think less of me for that, sir?
I don't think less of you or more of you in any way at all, sir.
Well, that's how I feel about you. So let's continue with the interview. I'm a guest. What do you want to know?
How did you get permission to meet with the Pentagon? Who gave you permission to meet with them? How did you get in there?
Well, to begin with, let's talk a little bit about my foundation so you can understand. The foundation, the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, which is on the web at militaryreligiousfreedom.org, we're a 5-time Nobel Peace Prize nominated civil rights organization. We represent, as of an hour ago, 31,134 active duty United States sailors, soldiers, Marines, and airmen, cadets and midshipmen at West Point, Annapolis, which is my alma mater, and the alma mater of 4 of my children and my brother-in-law, and Annapolis, which is where my father graduated from. 96% of our clients, Jesse, are practicing Protestants and Roman Catholics. So only 4% of our clients are not Christians. We have about 150 people in the foundation, many of them full-time volunteers. Well over, I'm sure, somewhere
because of time,
Mikey,
because of time, who gave you permission to meet with the officials at the Pentagon? How did you get that permission? Who gave it to you?
Yeah, we asked for permission to, we didn't ask for permission. We asked whether the Pentagon would be interested in having a meeting with us face-to-face so that we could explain the names, explain the nature of those who are being persecuted in the military.
Who did you ask?
Protestants. Let me finish, please. I want to answer your question.
But you're not answering my question. You're going around.
You're not giving me a chance to answer your question.
No, who gave you permission to meet with them?
I'm trying to answer your question. Will you let me, as your invited guest, answer it, please?
Go right to the question because of time here. We want to get some calls.
We have 35 minutes. So
Mikey,
let me try to answer your question.
Okay, who gave you permission?
Let me finish by making it very clear and answering your question. If you're not going to let me answer your question, this will be a very short
Let's
interview.
move forward, Mikey. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to move forward also, Jesse, so you're going to let me answer
Mikey,
your question,
calm
please.
down. Stop being so intense and answer the question.
I'm going to answer the question, and if you don't let me answer the question, you're not going to have anybody to fill this space with.
Answer the question,
As I
Mikey.
said, we requested permission to go to the Pentagon and explain the nature of what was being oppressed, the nature of our clients that are being oppressed in the military. Most of them are Catholics and Protestants. And we wanted to talk about the new regulation that had been out, Air Force Instruction 1-1.
Mikey,
Section
who
2.11.
who gave you permission? You're going all around the question. I have questions about that in a minute here, but who gave you permission to meet with the Pentagon?
It wasn't that they gave me permission; it's what they accepted our request to meet. And I don't know who it was. I presume it went all the way up to. I don't know that it went to President Obama. I don't know that it was the desk clerk at the Pentagon. But clearly, we got the word back from one of the generals there that yes, you're invited. And I indicated that I wanted to bring one of my advisory board members, Colonel Larry Wilkerson, who was the chief of staff to Secretary of State Colin Powell, one of his closest friends, and one of my board members, Ambassador Joe Wilson, the husband of the outed CIA agent Valerie Plame.
Let me get to,
and they said that would be fine.
But you don't know the person who said that, right?
I don't know the what?
The person who gave you permission to meet with them.
You mean the ultimate person that gave the green light here?
Yes.
I guess I couldn't tell you with specificity. I know that there was one particular general who said, yes, we're ready to go, and come on in.
I wanted to talk to you about an article you wrote for the Huffington Post before or prior to visiting the Pentagon. And I need you to respond to some things you said here that maybe you didn't say them because, we never know. You say that in the first paragraph that I have here, I founded the civil rights fighting organization, the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, to do one thing: fight those monsters who would tear down the constitutionally mandated walls separating church and state and the technologically most lethal entity ever created by humankind, the U.S. military. Who are you referring to? What do you mean by that?
I'm talking about people that would use their religious faith, superiors in the military, that would force their faith on a helpless subordinate. Because if you're even being gently evangelized by your military superior, get the hell out of my face, sir or ma'am, is not an option for you. So most of our clients, being Protestants, Baptists, Lutherans, Methodists, Assemblies of God, or Roman Catholics, come to us, say, please help us, please help us. Because when you're in a position of superiority over a subordinate in the military, that is not your shift manager at Starbucks.
But all reports indicate that no one is forcing anyone to convert to Christianity or listen to folks who testify about Christ in the military. It's not being forced.
But nothing could be further from the truth. That is completely untrue. And if you go to our website at militaryreligiousfreedom.org, you will see video, you will see text, and you will see unbelievable audio that completely refutes your statement as being as ridiculous as saying that the sky is green.
You say today we face incredibly well-funded gangs of fundamentalist Christian monsters who terrorize their fellow Americans by forcing their weaponized and twisted version of Christianity upon their helpless subordinates in our nation's armed forces. Why do you hate Christians so much?
That is a complete and total lie. As I told you, half my family is Christian. 96% of our 33,000 clients are Christian. What we hate is anybody using their religion to violate the Constitution and the law to push it on a helpless subordinate.
Let me take a quick break. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. Mikey Weinstein is with me, and founder and president of the Military Religious Freedom Foundation. He doesn't want proselytizing in the military. No Jesus in the military. Mikey, I want to move on with this article that you wrote for the Huffington Post.
Well, we're not going to move on if you can make statements like that, because that is not that we don't to sit there and say we want no Jesus and no proselytizing. Of course, is a tremendous lie. What we're saying is that you can have Jesus, Moses, you can have Spider-Man, you can proselytize anything you want as long as it's in a time, Jesse, a place, Jesse, and a manner, Jesse, that is wholly in accordance with the United States Constitution, is construing federal and state case law, and Department of Defense regulations, instructions, and directives. We are perfectly fine with that.
According to this article, you compare Christians complaining about encroachment on their religion to racist whites complaining about Rosa Parks' civil rights activism and is abusing them by destroying and disenfranchising their rights to sit in the front seat of buses in Montgomery, Alabama. When I read that, you know what occurred to me? Growing up in Alabama, growing up under Jim Crow laws, participating in the civil rights movement, I thought right away, I wonder why is it that evil people are always comparing their destruction to that of what black Americans went through based on color only. What you wrote about Rosa Parks and the civil rights movement is wicked. And I noticed that the homosexuals, the abortionists, women who hate men, National Organization of Women Who Hate Men, whenever you guys want to do evil things, you compare it to black people. Why is that?
Well, that's, of course, a loaded and ridiculous question. Rosa Parks is an American hero, and the fact that you have the majority, in this case, fundamentalist Christians, those who would break the law to proselytize, complaining about what's happening is very much like the axe-murdering son who, after he's convicted of murdering his mother and father and is now in the sentencing portion of the trial, tells the judge, please, Your Honor, please have mercy on me because, as you know, I am an orphan. It's a ridiculous statement.
Your attack upon Christianity and other non-God believers, attack on Christianity has no comparison and nothing to do with what black Americans went through simply because they're black. And frankly, I am sick and tired of evil people comparing their activities to that of black people. You're just trying to use black folks for your own personal gain. It's not that you care about black people. You can give a damn about Rosa Parks. It's about trying to destroy Christianity, and I'm really fed up with that.
Well, I think your statements are ridiculous and completely and totally false. Trying to compare anyone to, I mean, we talk all the time. One of my biggest heroes is Dr. Martin Luther King.
I bet he is. And, Dr. King was a Christian, by the way.
Just because you happen to be, if you happen to be African American, you don't get to own a particular person.
And you don't either.
Jewish, I can't own a particular person. I don't. We're all Americans.
But
I
we
don't
don't
look
want
at you because you're a black person or a white person. And for you to sit there and call me an evil person, you don't
are
know
evil.
Me. No, you're evil for saying that.
No, you are an evil man. Your attack on Christianity. Your attack on Christianity is evil.
No,
and
no,
the fact that you're trying
to use a particular version of Christianity.
The fact that you're trying to use the civil rights movement
are you going to let me talk or not?
Is evil,
Jesse,
Mikey.
Jesse, is it your show? My show, or do you treat all your guests this way? You're not even letting me talk, man.
I'm letting you talk. You need to calm down.
Then shut up. Shut up and let me talk. Are you going to shut up?
You need to stop acting like a liberal female. Calm down.
Oh, listen to you.
Hold on, Mikey. Hold on, Mikey.
Thing to say.
Hold on. Bobby, go to a guy from California. You're on with Mikey Weinstein.
I noticed that when people are doing evil, they're very combative, and they're not. They lose it real quickly. And
you're laughing like Satan. Hold on, Mikey.
Oh, like Satan. So now I'm Satan. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, listen. Let me make it real clear before we get off. Hold
on, Mikey. Hold on.
No.
Mikey, hold on. Let the caller ask you the question. We'll move forward.
Okay, but what is the question?
I'd like to ask this satanic gentleman if.
Please, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Seriously,
sir, what do you think about the pastors? The Christian pastors can't use the word Jesus now when they're proclaiming their religion.
That's completely a total complete lie. They, of course, can use the word Jesus at the appropriate time, place, and manner in accordance with the Constitution. All their services and Bible studies, they can do it all the time. It says they can do it whenever it's in accordance with the law, the Constitution, and directives. Listen, this is like saying, Mikey, you're evil because you hate anyone who drives an automobile.
That's
That is true, Jesse. No, let me finish, Jesse. It's true.
To me.
I do hate everybody who drives an automobile if they're driving DUI or if they're violating a driving law, man.
I don't believe a word this guy is saying because
you're an idiot. Get me another caller. This guy's an idiot. Idiot, get off the phone.
This new fight here is something that's completely made up. Christianity and the military have gotten along for 200 years. In fact, the majority of Christian fighters in all the services have been Christian. This new kind of conflict. The officers are monsters because they're trying to proselytize the Christian faith. All this is just a made up fight by the atheists.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bobby Go-To Guy.
Thank you.
Mikey.
That's totally untrue and complete lies.
No, it is true. Mikey.
No, it's not true. It's not true.
According to the Huffington Post, you told U.S. News and World Report on Tuesday that you had considered a lawsuit against Representative Michelle Bachmann. Is that true?
It is true. And I'm considering lawsuits against all who lie.
But how are you going to sue people for telling the truth about your evil words?
Well, of course, like I said before, you're making statements, and I consider you to be an evil person and a liar person because you're lying and telling evil when you don't know what you're talking about.
What have I lied about?
Well, you've lied about can I be responsive? You've lied about me being an atheist. You've lied about me hating all Christians. You've lied about me making false comparisons to other great civil rights leaders. You've lied about me being Satan. God, it goes on and on, man. You're a liar, too. You're a liar.
Are you a Christian?
Excuse me, have I answered that before? The answer is no. I told you.
So then how did I lie about you being an atheist if you're not a Christian?
Wait a minute. In other words, unless you're a Christian, you're an atheist. I told you that I'm Jewish. I'm a Jewish agnostic. There's a big difference. How dumb are you, man?
But
you don't understand these differences?
Why?
How can you sit there and you can attack people and throw words out there, but then you have no clue what you're talking about. So in the world of Jesse, you're an atheist unless you're a Christian. Sounds to me like you're a Christian supremacist and an evil person yourself.
You can act out here if you want, but the facts
don't talk about acting out. Excuse me.
The facts is that you're
an idiot.
That you hate Christians.
No, that's a lie.
You hate Christ. You hate anything that's good. And your use of the civil rights movement, Rosa Parks, is nothing less than wicked.
You're a complete idiot. You're lying. You're a complete idiot. You're trying to get ratings for your radio show. That's all you're doing.
What do you think? That you think name calling is taking away the fact that you're on the side of evil?
Excuse me. You've called me an evildoer, Satan, an atheist, hating all Christians. Who's doing the name calling here, radio host?
You are a wicked man. Why else would you go after Christianity?
We're only going after anyone who violates the law. It's like saying that I'm going after anyone who drives an automobile. And I'm saying, yes, that's true. Only those who are DUI are violating the driving laws.
Should we allow open homosexuality in the military?
Absolutely, we should.
Oh, but not open Christianity.
Totally open Christianity as long as it doesn't violate the law.
Fight a break here for Michael Weinstein. This is evil in front of us. Make Obama look like a saint. Back in a moment.
She checks out most of what she does. Chapel reminds me that there's room to grow. Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
Michael Weinstein is with me. He is the founder and president of the Military Religious Freedom Foundation. When you hear that title, it sounds sweet, huh? It is not. Be not deceived. Mikey, due to the time we have left here, I want to go back to a couple of things. First of all, I never call you an atheist. I ask if you were an atheist. And secondly, you say that you are a Jewish agnostic. What exactly is that?
Oh, that means that I'm Jewish, but I'm not totally sure, exactly what's up there. But I have a very strong connection, and I love my ethnicity and my culture and my faith. I'm not sure why it's so important what I am, but if you're so interested, I also like Bruce Springsteen. I like chocolate ice cream, and I like the Dodgers.
You've been yelling at me during this whole interview. You realize
you've been yelling at me, man. You've been telling lies.
No, you started out yelling. I've not told one lie. And secondly, you know that I'm black and it's racist for a Jew to yell at a black man, right?
Excuse me. because I'm Jewish, and if I raise my voice, I'm suddenly a racist.
Yes.
I think you're, and that's like saying
No,
you're,
you know that is
ridiculous.
racist, right?
No, it's as ridiculous as a black man telling lies about a Jew, saying that you're anti-Semitic. Are you anti-Semitic because you tell lies about a Jew?
Let me ask this.
Come on, man.
Where do you get off deciding where the line is on free speech? What makes you think you can decide that?
Well, actually, all of us individually, we have judges for that, which is why I'm saying, I'm glad you mentioned that. What we're saying is that when it comes to your free speech, you can't scream fire in a crowded theater. You can't use racial epithets. That's hate speech. That's why I'm a member of the, I'm a lawyer. You can see, and anyone knows that, though. You can't, certain words you cannot say because they're not protected by speech. Just like you cannot proselytize any faith in a time, place, or manner that violates our Constitution or as construed by our courts and certainly by our regulations.
But
Are you saying that we should violate the Constitution?
But you don't want proselytizing in the military, but you want the little gay people running around wild, freely.
What a homophobic! You're a homophobic guy, aren't you?
I read that you also you call Christian Islamophobic, anti-gay, rabidly intolerant,
agitated. It's Islamophobic. It's not Islamophobic. It's Islamophobic.
Right, but listen. Hold on. Hey, hold on.
How much does the help out?
Why is it okay for evil or sin such as homosexuality to run free in the military? But
first of all, that is not a sin. But the fact that you can't stand gay people, you probably also don't like Muslims. You probably don't like people that are taller than 6'4" or shorter than 5'2". I mean, who are you to decide that gay people? How dare you get on the show and say that gay people are less than anybody else? That's your view.
Why do you say homosexuality is not a sin? Why do you say that? You don't believe in. You don't even know for sure that there is a God. Why do you say homosexuality is not a sin?
Well, first of all, you just made my case for me, man. Come on, listen to what you're saying before you say it. Try to engage your brain before you say it to me. I mean, I'm not going to view something as a sin. If I'm telling you that I'm not sure there's a God or there is a God, for me, I tell you what a constitutional sin is. A sin against America is violating our Constitution and law and persecuting somebody because they might be gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or whatever. And particularly, remember, most of our clients and almost all of our supporters are believers in Jesus Christ, but they're being persecuted by others that violate the law. Don't interrupt me.
If they're supporting what you are doing,
don't bring a guest on and then keep interrupting them.
Michael, hold on. Stop acting like a liberal female. I've told you that before. You're acting
what's the matter with you?
You're acting like a liberal. You're acting like a liberal female. Hold on.
No, you're homophobic. You're sexist. And you're anti-Semitic.
You're carrying on, Michael. It's not attractive for a male to carry on.
Oh, stop it! Listen to you. What you're against women? You're against Muslims? You're against Jews?
Mikey,
come on, it's ridiculous, man.
Mikey, since you entered into this interview, you've been acting like an angry liberal female. I hope you're not married.
Yeah, I've been married for 36 years, bro.
You have children?
I do. I have 3 children.
I feel sorry for your children and your wife.
I think they're pretty.
Because you're acting just like a female, and that's not good for a family.
No, listen to you. You sound like the biggest sexist jerk in the world. You're also homophobic. You're also not very bright. You don't know the Constitution, and yet So listen, man, be happy. Listen, I'm sure people are listening. You can raise lots of money for your little charity.
You do realize. Hold on, Mikey.
You
do realize that, Mikey.
You hate women. You hate gays. You hate Jews. Who else do you hate, man?
Mikey, you do realize that the Constitution is based on Christian principles, right? Have you discovered that as a lawyer?
The Constitution is based on the principles of human beings. Most of the founders were deists that were not devout Christians. Look at your history, man.
Oh my God!
Did you go to college? Did you take any history courses at all?
I'm glad that you acted out through this entire interview because
please.
I want Americans to see what is happening to our country. And I want Christians to stand up against
you're a Christian supremacist.
the children. I want Christians to stand up against the children of Satan.
You're an idiot. You're a homophobe.
Mikey, thanks for coming on, Mikey.
Hey, can't wait to do it again anytime, bro. Take care.
All right, whatever. Back in a moment.